when you're a small fish and you go to a really big pond and you don't think you can do it. And then you just stop doing it. You know, it's like, it's that. It's so hard to figure out that. I think that's why self-awareness is so important, because you can accurately identify how confident you are.
At the beginning of the journey, focus on staying consistent. And once you start getting good, you need to transition to focusing on challenging yourself.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another episode of Next Level University, where we help you level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. We hope you enjoyed yesterday's episode number 1671, the difference between a habit and a task. Today, for episode number 1672, sometimes you do want to be a big fish in a small pond. I used to be the 5 a.m. guy, get up and go straight to the gym, be at the gym by 5:15, 5:20, cranking away. And then I realized that getting 6.5 hours of sleep consistently probably wasn't the best for my brain health, overall health, and just success. So nowadays, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Nowadays, I get up around 6. That's what I've been doing lately. 6 o'clock, wonderful. I can stay up till 10 with Taryn. We can spend time together, get my 8 hours. I'm off to the races. So there's 2 gyms near me. When you sign up for, I think there's actually 3. When you sign up for one membership, you get access to all 3. One is 6 minutes down the road. The other's 15 minutes down the road. Depending on what I'm doing, depending on what time it is, I'll go to a different gym. They're both 24 hours, so I can go whenever, but one gets super busy where it's like, I'm not going to go at 7 in the morning because it's mayhem. The other one it's a little bit smaller, it's a little bit simpler, but it's not as busy. So the other day I went to the gym at like 8, and when I got there, there was like 5 cars in the parking lot, and I was like, this is going to be great. There's nobody there. It's going to be perfect. And I walked in and I told Alan, I said, kindly, I don't mean this with any negative, in any negative way, but I said it was kind of like geriatric hour. Like a lot of like super old.
What does geriatric mean? Does it mean older?
I don't know what geriatric means. Elderly, maybe? I believe it's a unit / specialty in medicine, I believe.
I'm on it.
So it was a bunch of older gentlemen, and a lot of them were just like leaning on the machines, talking. If you're someone who has frequently gone to the gym, you know how different people operate differently. Some people, they have their headphones in, they're not talking to anybody. Other people, they really like to talk. These are the type of people that really, really like to talk. You have a definition?
Yeah, I do. Geriatric. Relating to old people, especially with regard to their health care.
Okay. So
an old person who is receiving special care.
I feel like that definition's like, maybe they should work on that a little bit. An old person? Like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? I feel like they could work on that a little bit. But this was my point of telling Alan about this and then saying, let's do an episode on it. For me, I probably shouldn't go to the gym at that time because I'm going to be the most in shape person there. That feels really good, but it's not going to push me to get better. It's not going to push me to work harder. It's not going to push me to do the extra sets. It's not going to push me to do that. But, and this has been something I've been thinking about for a long period of time, if you're someone who has never gone to the gym and you're nervous about it and you don't know what machines do what and you're scared of judgment, you do want to be a big fish in a small pond. One of the other gym I go to, if you go on Friday morning, there's no one there. And I've thought this for a long time. This is the time to go if you're someone who's insecure about working out in front of people. There's nobody there. There's nobody there. So, yeah, more often than not, if you're comfortable with something, you probably don't want to be the big fish in the small pond because it's not going to push you. It's not going to push you to grow. It's not going to push you to evolve. But as an example, when I don't even know what happened. I was injured and then I was sick. There was a bunch that happened. But when I was struggling to be more consistent in fitness, so much was going on, I went to the smaller gym because I didn't want to work out with next to people that were massive and way stronger than me. I didn't want to. I knew it wouldn't be good for me. I knew the likelihood of me going back and doing that, it wouldn't be great for me. So I went to the smaller gym. Yesterday at jiu-jitsu, there was only 2 guys there. One was a purple belt and one was a blue belt. So it goes white, blue, purple, brown, black. I rolled a lot with the blue belt, who's only 1 belt ahead of me.
What are the years typically? Like, how long does it take?
Oh, man.
I know
it depends. It's probably...
And also, how do you even determine when you upgrade? Is it...
It depends on the place. Like, some people have tests where they say, all right, show me a head arm choke. Show me a guard pass. It depends. It's almost like you get tested on it. It's probably 2 years to a blue belt, probably another 2 years to a purple, and then it probably takes, I don't know, let's just say 2. 2.
Okay.
So if you're a black belt,
if I wanted to be a black belt in Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu and
Muay Thai is different because there's different belts.
Well, how long would it take me if I really tried?
In Jiu-Jitsu, probably like 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a whole thing. And when you
That's
roll
wild.
with someone who's like a black belt, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like if you've ever played basketball with a little kid, it's kind of like that. I mean, they can just do whatever they want to you. It's not a challenge for them at all. They don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
You know? But
Yeah.
my point of that is usually
playing
when
basketball with Emilia this summer was kind of like that.
I believe
fun.
it.
She's
I
only
believe it.
5'3", right?
Yeah,
and she's
yeah.
brand new.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But also not fun because
it doesn't
last
test
thing
you.
I want to do is stomp Emilia in
Well,
basketball.
and it doesn't test you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
there's
other thing, too.
There's no challenge, yeah.
Usually when I go, it's me, brown belt, black belt, black belt. They're all black belts, which means I am getting stomped. I am the smallest fish in the biggest pond. Some days that's really good. But it's also good to be on the other end where I can actually roll, grapple, spar, whatever you want to call it, with someone who is similar to me because I can actually see what's real.
Yeah.
I notice that when I leave after training with people who are way, way better than me, sometimes it's like I don't know anything and I don't know what to do. Other times when I train with people who are similar to me, I tend to do pretty well. And then it's like, oh, okay, all this other work and me getting stomped and being the small fish in the big pond is working. So it depends on where your confidence is in something, and I think it depends on where your competence is and the momentum you have in that thing is what I would say.
It's the hardest thing ever to accurately self-assess. All of us, myself included, have an inflated view of self or a deflated view of self. Because we're all... Okay, if I play basketball with Emilia, who's brand new to basketball and never played and is 5'3" and I'm 6'2", I'm going to feel way better than I really am.
Yeah.
But then we played soccer, and it was like, oh, okay, this is a completely different ball game. She played soccer growing up, so she's like very good. She hammers left and right. It's a whole thing. But like, it's almost like at all times you're getting inaccurate data. Unless you're with people who are on your exact level.
Which doesn't.
So if you're a big fish in a small pond, you'll inflate your true competence. And it'll make you confident. If you're in a big ocean as a small fish, you're going to always feel inadequate.
Unless you're self-aware.
Right. Hello, NLU listener. Thank you, as always, for listening to Next Level University. Real quick, I just want to jump in and let you know about the Next Level Dreamliner. This is a journal that I use every single day. Achieve your dreams 90 days at a time. It breaks down your dreams into goals, milestones, and daily habits. We hope you enjoy it. The link will be in the show notes. So, like, if you and I play basketball together, you'll get humbled. If you and I squat together, I'll get humbled.
I beat you one time.
In knockout, one time. And by the way, we were going to 10.
That's all. Hey, all I'm saying is I won.
I think it was actually twice. So I think I won 8.
All I'm saying is
10 rounds.
Is I won.
Poor Derek. Shout out to Derek. Derek had a tough day. That was
a rough one.
I don't
remember.
Think Derek won a single time.
I remember I beat you, and I was like, "That's what you get." So
in knockout.
Yeah, whatever. I'll take it.
Throw a little one-on-one action.
Moral victories, or no? I can't even dribble, dude. I don't know. I don't know how to dribble. No, basketball ain't it for me. Go ahead,
it's all good. It's at the end of the day. That's the thing. We try to focus on where we're good, And we try to avoid where we're not good because feeling like a beginner sucks.
It does, yeah.
But you never become an expert until you feel like a beginner. I remember I used to say this, and I don't say it anymore because I don't think it makes as much sense as I used to think it made sense. And one of my friends made fun of me for saying this. He's like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. I used to say, if you want to get better at chess, you just go lose at chess. And he's like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I'm like, no. Let's unpack it. Right? You play chess. Let's say Kevin beats me at chess. I figure out why he beat me. And then I go figure out what to do differently next time. Like that's how you get better at stuff. You go suck at stuff.
Yeah.
But that's only if you have self-belief. And so I think that's probably why he said that, most likely. Either that or he's just...
Well, you're not my favorite person in the world. You know? It is what
you know
it is.
who I'm talking about?
Of course I do. Not my favorite person in the world. You definitely would beat me in chess. I talk a lot of trash when it comes to chess, but I don't remember much of anything. You gotta be very focused. You lose focus for a half a second, the horse is taking your whatever. The bishop. That bishop's gone.
You can't even make a joke
that
about
horse,
it.
That horse is galloping away with your bishop, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, I think that being willing to suck at stuff makes you really good at stuff eventually.
As long as you're focused on improving.
Yeah, as long as you're focused on improving and building self-belief.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that is the caveat, is if your self-esteem is too low to keep going, the last thing you want to do is go get stomped.
Well, that's when you first... I know I'm talking about jiu-jitsu a lot. I love jiu-jitsu. It's so hard not to talk about stuff you love. One of the first classes I ever did, there was another kid who was there for the first time ever. He had never done grappling. And I partnered up with him because there was a part of me that knew, like, if you partner up with someone who doesn't know you're new, and I'm sure everybody would, right? Because, again, the place I go is awesome. But you might get so frustrated, you might not come back.
Yeah.
I remember
but
what it was like to
you also
start.
don't want to take it easy on them, too, because that's insulting as well.
Yeah, but taking it easy is relative.
Yeah.
It depends. Like, if you can't do the warm-up, the rest of the class is going to be brutal. So it's that. It's almost like, here, you practice on me. And because I already know, I know what we're doing. I've done it before. Like, I know what we're doing. You practice on me. Do you need a break? Are you good? It depends. It depends on... And then there's like the ego that gets involved with that too. There's so much that gets into it. But if you are struggling with confidence, be the big fish in the small pond.
Yeah. Just don't live there forever.
Yes, because that's not going to serve you.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you do actually get in a real fight or whatever, it's a metaphor, but then you're going to get your butt kicked and you get all the feedback at once. If you're a big fish in a small pond for too long, I know we got to jump, but I went to LA and I lived there for a time and we played at Venice Beach. And so for those of you who have ever been to Venice Beach, it's where the best basketball players in the freaking world play. It's wild. I mean, they're dunking from the foul line. I'm not kidding. It's wild.
I would never be there. I don't belong there. You know
and
what I
I
mean?
got reverse dunked on off the backboard. It was brutal. And he was in sandals. And I played a lot of basketball growing up. I'm very good relative to pickup basketball in a small town.
Yeah, in Uxbridge,
Very good.
Massachusetts.
Yeah. So there's caveats. I'm very, very strong basketball player in a small town for pickup basketball, right? So it's all relative. And if you're a big fish in a small pond for too long, you will get all the feedback eventually. And it can be really devastating, honestly.
Yeah. But that's the hard part, is it's devastating in the other way too. When you're a small fish and you go to a really big pond and you don't think you can do it, and then you just stop doing it.
Yeah.
It's like it's so hard to figure out that. I think that's why self-awareness is so important, because you can accurately identify how confident you are. You can accurately identify, well, am I kidding myself? Like, I'm going to go do this thing. Am I kidding myself? Or am I kidding myself into thinking I still need to stay in the kiddie pool because I don't have enough belief? It's like, it's such a hard thing to get to. But that's why it's so important. And that's why
action is so important, because 100%. When you take action, you get feedback.
That's why I want to do a grappling competition. Because I want to see. I
bet you'll do better than you think.
Last time I did worse than I thought. I did a grappling competition when I was like 19. Maybe younger. Maybe like 18, 19. And I got stomped.
I think this time you'll probably do better than you think.
Maybe.
Because you might be underestimating the compound effect of mastery. You're much more mastery driven than you used to be.
Yeah, no, it's I'm also much more I'm less
strategic.
ignorant. Less ignorant. And when I have information now, it's like last time I gassed out. Like, when you get that burning in your lungs so bad that you can't stand up, that. And then it's like, now go, that person wants to choke you. Now go wrestle them. It's like, darn. Darn. I just wasn't prepared. But
I think I want to come see this, honestly.
It's in New Hampshire.
I might. We'll see.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll throw it on my MIT list.
I'll let you know. Yeah, right? It'll probably get pushed. Well, I'm not able to do that this week.
Yeah.
All right. We'll let everybody go. What's your next level lesson quickly?
Next level lesson. At the beginning of the journey, focus on staying consistent. And once you start getting good, you need to transition to focusing on challenging yourself.
I would say choose the appropriate amount of feedback you're ready for.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
If you are interested in next level group coaching, we have a new session, a new group, with the first session starting on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With the discount code NLU listener, you'll get 30% off. It ends up being $96 a month, and you get 4 calls a month. I cannot imagine a more affordable way to dip your toe into coaching or to come back and do it again, maybe for a second or third time. We've had people do it multiple times. So that speaks to the result. And going back to last episode, if you do not have your Next Level Dreamliner and you want a new one for the next 90 days, I have mine handy. Alan has his as well. We'll have the link in the show notes. We're on Amazon. We made it. Mama, we made it.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, excuse me?
Get the paperback version because it comes in 2 days.
Yes.
The hard copy version is more expensive, and I have the hard copy. I do love it, but it takes 2 weeks.
It's because I'm making it.
Kevin's personally making it.
I'm in the shop making it. Another order came in. Bing, bing, bing. Something rings in the office, and I put it together. It's like, all right, here we go. Tomorrow for episode number 1000. Please hold. 673. Here's why getting credit from other people matters so much. Alan had a story from one of his clients that we will share anonymously, of course. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we don't have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow.
Stay consistent. Next Level Nation.